Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September 20th agenda meeting for South Plainfield Mayor and Council's meeting. Has been advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act NJSA 10:4-6 with adequate notice of this meeting being provided to the borough's two official newspapers and also published on the borough's website. Ms. Antonides, will you call the roll?
Councilman Bentivanga?
Here.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Here.
Councilwoman Mott?
Here.
Councilman Smith?
Here.
Councilman Bullock?
Here.
And Council President White.
Here. Thank you. Can you take us through a review of tonight's agenda, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this evening there are no matters on for closed session. We have the approval of council minutes from September 7th. There are two proclamations on this evening, two ordinances on for a second reading by title, and two ordinances for a first reading by title. We have 12 resolutions this evening, 3 matters of correspondence, payment of bills totaling $308,514.58, council reports, and we conclude with public comments. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Council comments on agenda items?
None.
Okay, at this point we'll open it up for public comments on agenda items. If you're online, *6 will unmute yourself, or if you're on the WebEx, you can use the raise your hand functionality. If you're in here, step up to the mic. Seeing none, close public portion. At this point, can I get a motion to adjourn tonight's agenda meeting? So, second. Motion by Council President White, second by Councilman Bullock. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We are adjourned. Seeing no reason to delay the public meeting again, this meeting has been advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act NJSA 10:4-6 with adequate notice of this meeting also being provided to the borough's two official newspapers and published on the borough's website. Ms. Antonides, will you call the roll once more?
Councilman Bentivanga?
Here.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Here.
Councilwoman Mott?
Here.
Councilman Smith?
Here.
Councilman Bullock?
Here.
And Council President White.
Here. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation by Councilman Smith. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the great town of South Plainfield, borough of South Plainfield, correct me, I'm sorry. All our first responders, our fire department who's here with us tonight, our EMTs, our police department, our Department of Public Works, for all the great works that they've done for our community. And to our residents who came together and joined us after this storm to make us a better place. Dear Heavenly Father, I ask that you keep us all safe, make us make sound decisions for our residents, and continue to guide us in our lives in front of us. Amen.
Amen.
At this point, once again, we'll open up for public comments on agenda items only. Seeing none of the public portion. Can I get a motion for the approval of the council minutes for September 7th, agenda public and executive?
So, second.
Motion by Councilman Bentivanga, seconded by Council President White. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Bentivanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
And Council President White.
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. We have two proclamations tonight. First is in honor of firefighter Paul Bose, who served 50 years, dedicated 50 years of service to the borough, and so we're honoring him tonight. Whereas firefighters are involved in one of the most hazardous occupations and can at any time and during any emergency be called upon to sacrifice their own lives in performance of their duties. And whereas Paul has been an active volunteer firefighter for the South Plainfield Fire Department from 1971 through present day 2021, holding the rank of fire lieutenant, of which duties are often performed at great personal risk and sacrifice. And whereas Paul has become a positive and effective influence with his dedication, devotion, and longevity to the South Plainfield Volunteer Fire Department, serving for 50 consecutive years, always standing ready to serve his community day and night. And therefore, I, Matthew Ganesh, Mayor of the Borough of South Plainfield, on behalf of the Borough Council and the citizens of the Borough of South Plainfield, extend our very best wishes for Paul and for his 50 years of active service to our community as a volunteer firefighter. invite Chief Scalera to say a few words. Yeah, you can take it up.
All right, Paul's been one of our dedicated firemen for many years. Like I said, he joined in 1971, he held the rank of fire lieutenant. He's also been the vice president of the Police Association, also secretary of the Police Association for many years. I've done a lot of stuff with many members that behind the background that people don't respect, don't know about. Very well respected man. His hazmat background in the fire service has helped us out many years. I've known him since I was a little kid. I was just talking to Paul Malillo tonight. Paul's been on 71. I said, you know, me and Paul joined 81, 82 area. We were 8 years old back then. And we were like, you know, we don't thought Paul was like really that older than us, but obviously you're closer in age than you think. But you've been a mentor to all of us. I think we all appreciate what you've done for the department, your dedicated service, well-deserving 50 years. On behalf of the South Plainfield Volunteer Fire Company, we'd like to present you with your 50-year plaque. Beautiful. Thank you. And also, it is that. You want to hold it? Yeah. And to the 50-year statue with your name, Paul Walsh, on it, with yourself inside there, okay? You and your wife, Kathy, thank you for all your service. Kathy, nobody respects you, but you know what? It's been 50 years. You have the gentleman and going out to those calls in the middle of the night. And Jordan Cyrus here, too, is one of our firemen. And, Floyd Ross, he's been our president for many years. He's worked in our Louise Association and also working as our, he doesn't like to say chaplain, like he's taking over for Reverend. But he thought that's out. Floyd, you can come out. Floyd, you can come up here too. Floyd has 35 years of service. We have a perfect picture with his family coming up here. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Let's go stay up here and take pictures. Get a picture there. Get a picture. Get a picture with the mayor. Yeah.
For the next 5 minutes, you're mayor. Well, of course you're in. Yeah, we'll just be quick, man. Also, I'm turning 50 in February. So I can only imagine 50 years of service. And in today's day and age, various organizations have trouble finding volunteers across everything. I'm not just talking about, fire departments or emergency medical services or anything like that. So to dedicate 50 years of your life is truly amazing. And I maybe that doesn't sink in to everybody, but that is truly an impressive feat. So congratulations and thank you for 50 years. It's truly amazing and truly well deserved. So congratulations. turn it over to, Councilman Wallach.
Paul, thank you very much for your service. When the mayor said that it's been 50 years, I was 10. I feel like an old guy. I was 10 when you first joined. So thank you for your volunteers, and thank everybody for your service, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. Councilwoman Mott.
Mr. Bose, thank you very much for all of those years of service. That's really amazing. Our community greatly appreciates you. Greatly appreciate all of you. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you. Councilwoman Smith.
Yes, Mrs. Bose, thank you so much for allowing him to be with us for 50 years and protecting our community. It is the woman behind the man that truly makes the man, and Mr. Bose, thank you so much for doing what you've done for this community. God bless you.
Councilman Benjamin.
Paul, congratulations and mostly thank you for all the hard work and sacrifice that you and your family have given to South Plainfield to make sure that we are safe along with all the other firefighters as your brothers and sisters out there.
Councilwoman Faustini.
Yes, just again, can't say thank you enough. So, thank you again. You're truly, an example, for this town of, this spirit of community service. And thanks to your family.
Thank you. And Council President White.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. First, you don't look like you're 50, so, when did you start? When you were 1? But I can still see when you're standing up here that you have a smile on your face, you still enjoy serving, you still enjoy being an integral part of this community. And thank you to your family, and Sarah, thank you for carrying on the legacy of the Bose family and following in your dad's footsteps. God bless you.
Thank you. Chiefs, and thank you, firefighters, thank you all for coming out today. You guys are not obliged to stay for the rest of the meeting.
We can't get ready for a break.
Absolutely. Thank you. There's a parade going on sometimes.
It doesn't rain.
Oh, yeah.
It's cold. Yeah.
Okay, so we have one additional proclamation on for tonight's Hispanic Heritage Month. And whereas Americans observe Hispanic Heritage Month by celebrating the histories, cultures, and contributions of those whose ancestors come from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central and South America, and whereas Hispanics have enhanced and shaped our national character with centuries-old traditions, and that reflect the multi-ethnic and multicultural customs of their communities. And whereas Hispanics have had a profound and positive influence on our country through their strong commitment to family, faith, hard work, and service. And whereas the cultural, educational, and political influences of Hispanics in the borough of South Plainfield can be seen and appreciated in all aspects of life, as Hispanics continue to be crucial to the culture, economic, and political growth of the community. Now, therefore, I, Matthew Pianesh, Mayor of the Borough of South Plainfield, do hereby declare September 2021 as Hispanic Heritage Month and encourage all residents to join in recognizing the contributions made by the people of Hispanic ancestry who have had such a profound influence on our lives and the world. So I know there's several members of the community who are going to accept tonight. I invite you up front, and we have a couple of proclamations for you. We'll take a quick photo up here, and then if you guys want to speak, we'll allow you to speak. Work? Here. I can stand right.
Yeah.
Or these two, if they go on that side, that might actually be better. Oh, you want, okay, you two, Tom, we always will, yeah. Thank you.
Bald guy, the shine, the reflection in the picture. See the feeling.
Perfect, ready?
Great. Could have done that. You did a good one.
First and foremost, I want to thank, Councilwoman Faustini for coordinating this with the mayor and council. I would like to say a few words. South Plainfield is becoming not a melting pot, but a beautiful mosaic of diverse backgrounds. Different people, different beliefs, different dreams, yet we all strive to make our community better than yesterday. This is important because it encourages dialogue between different cultures that have different perspectives. It bridges the divide of intolerance and bigotry. And as I stand here with my neighbors, we celebrate today's recognition with the understanding that there is so much more to be done for our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, all for coming to, accept this today. I think it's a fabulous thing. I also want to let everybody know that, the library is doing a Hispanic, heritage event on, October 2nd. I don't know if the time is totally set yet, but I just want to let everybody know to look out for that and invite them there as well to help continue to celebrate.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in. Okay. Ordinances for final adoption, ordinance 2212.
An ordinance amending Chapter 216, Articles 3 and 4 of the Code of the Borough of South Plainfield as it relates to miscellaneous fees.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2112?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilwoman Revola. This is for final adoption. We'll open it up for public comments regarding ordinance 2212. Again, if you're online, you can unmute yourself and use the raise hand functionality. If you're in the council chambers, you can just raise your hand. Okay, seeing none, council comments on ordinance 2212. None?
Just one, Mr. Mayor, I want to thank our clerk for the hard work that she put in getting this done for us. She chose to work on these fees and talk to us, and so we can get everything in line.
I agree. I second that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Antonis, you can call roll.
Yes, Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. And also for final adoption, ordinance 2213.
A capital ordinance authorizing storm sewer improvements in and throughout the borough of South Plainfield, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2213? So moved.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Benjamin. Again, as this is for final adoption, we'll open up for public comments regarding ordinance 2213. Seeing none, council comments?
Yes, Mayor.
Just, go ahead.
No,
Yes, Mayor, just want to, again, thank, Administrator Cullen, as well as, Len Miller of DPW for identifying areas in need of, infrastructure repairs in regards to storm sewer. As you know, or may not know, as far as the public, this is part of the American Rescue Plan where we're utilizing some funds that are able to improve storm sewers, to enable, obviously, especially with the storm, to enable us to have better flow throughout the underground system, throughout the borough. So you'll see a lot of work happening over the next couple of months, from over in the Geary Park area, all the way to Tompkins, up to South Plainfield Avenue, and it really goes a long way. So thank you, everyone who was involved with that.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll on 2213?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. And for introduction, ordinance 2214.
An ordinance of South Plainfield, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 187 of the Code of the Borough of South Plainfield titled Vehicles and Traffic.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2214? Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Wallach, seconded by Councilman Lott. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. And also for introduction, ordinance 2215.
An ordinance of South Plainfield, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the sale of property known as Lot 2.05 in Block 397, no longer needed for public use.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for introduction on ordinance 2215? So moved.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Benjavanga. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
And Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for resolutions 21-272 through 21-283?
Motion.
Second. Motion by Councilwoman Fostini, seconded by Council President White. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. We have 3 items of correspondence, Environmental Commission minutes for July 14th. We had a note of appreciation from Senator Dygden regarding our Department of Public Works, 3 individuals on there, and a code enforcement lien. Can I get a motion for the correspondence? So second. Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Wallach. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Can I get a motion on payment of bills for $308,514.58?
Motion.
Second. Motion by Councilman Fastini, seconded by Council President White. Ms. Antoni, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fostini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Ms. Antoni, anything for us tonight?
Progress, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Miller?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you. Contractors are now working on Durham Ave, and, we're making progress out there, so hopefully we'll see some paving and milling in the near future. We awarded a project for paving and storm sewer, which we talked about the funding for some of that. We just had a meeting on that, a construction meeting, and that should get going within, a few weeks. Metuchen Road should be starting up in about a week. The gas company has completed, the roads they've been paving, and we're working on a punch list for them now. And lastly, we're continuing to clean up from the storm, but, moving along, that progress.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Cullen?
Yes, there's just a couple items. One, tax bills will be up this week, wondering where the fourth quarter tax bills are. If they weren't received today, they'll probably be received tomorrow in the mail. 21282 is the resolution declaring an emergency, and that's essentially for the work, really great work that Lane's guys, and the Department of Public Works are doing. Storm debris cleanup. Obviously, we didn't budget for the level of debris that we've experienced with the borough. That number, we do believe that we're going to be adjusting downward. work, but in the meantime, we don't, it's hard to know exactly what the tonnage is going to be in regards to the debris removal. Fire guys are here today, you know, and I think we mentioned in the last meeting, but in addition to police, I know some of those rescues on Durham Avenue include Larry Delmegro and a number of members of the fire department. So, they do real things, they do save real people. I don't know if I should do this, but I will. On a personal note, on Wednesday, I'm going to be with Ms. Antonides, and she swears her husband is president of the Government Financial Officers Association of New Jersey. And he's pretty modest, but not many of you know that she teaches the municipal clerk classes in New Jersey, including, for records, including, I believe, the review classes now. And so, I just want to thank Amy and her husband for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
You read
It was
that?
that fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, follow that one up, Mr. Russo.
Progress.
Thank you. Councilman Smith.
Progress, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Benjavini.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to, give my sincere thanks to Council President White, along with the ELF and everybody who was involved in the 9/11 ceremonies for the 20th anniversary. As you know, September 11th is hard thing for me to talk about. That morning in college, when you see those buildings hit and you know your aunt's on the 94th floor, it's scary. My roommate's father was 75 feet away from the plane at the Pentagon. So, you know, fortunately he survived, had burns on his arms, rescuing people. But unfortunately my aunt did not make it, and I really appreciate what you did with that progress.
Thank you. Councilwoman Husky.
Okay, have quite a few things. First off, I'll start with the social services in partnership with the South Plainfield School System did a collection for everyone who needed help, families from Storm Ida, and they had a tremendous response. So I want to thank the community for all their generosity and taking care of each other, and I understand that they will be making quite a large delivery to social services both this Tuesday and Thursday of this week. So I want to thank everybody in the community and the school system doing that with us. I also want to let everybody know, a little while ago, we had really been doing a little bit more outreach for a COVID memorial, donations for a COVID memorial. And I don't know, I know that a couple of people have been asking about it. The full amount for the memorial for COVID, the stone, has been reached. But like everything else nowadays, the delivery is delayed, extended. So although we were hoping to be able to do a service this fall, that will take place in the spring. But I just wanted to let everybody know that that is still happening, and more details and the final version of what it's going to look like will be out soon. In addition to that, well, I guess the big thing coming up is the parade. The rescheduled parade will be this Saturday. I invite everyone in the community to please join us and come out and, you know, if you're participating, happy to have you with us, and then we need spectators too, so tell your friends, invite everybody over. The new time will be 12:30. It will start at the Pound and end at the middle school as always. After festivities are going to be at Veterans Park from 3 to 6, and the fireworks at dark around 8:15 that night in Spring Lake Park. And I think that's everything. So with that,
Thank you. Councilwoman Mott.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'm looking forward to the parade on Saturday, and I'd also like to give another thanks to Glenn Miller. You know, with everything going on and between roads and storm cleanup, you know, I send him an email, an hour later, he's out at a resident's house, you know, checking on a complaint in a road. Spoke with the resident's very happy, so I just want to thank you for always being so on top of things and very responsive. Progress.
Thank you. Well said. Councilman Floyd.
Well, I was kind of going to do the same thing to Len, but now to think about it, it's not just Len. It's our first responders, our police, EMS. Thank you all for all the hard work you guys did. And thanks, Glenn, for doing what you do. It's really good. And I know that you really care and work very hard in the town. So, yeah, thanks. And thank you, everyone. And with that progress.
Thank you. Council President White.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to thank everyone again for participation in the 9/11 ceremony. We really wanted to do something that was appropriate to remember moving as well as unifying, and I think that we hit on all of those, and there were so many people involved, and made that day extremely special and memorable in a way that honored all those people involved and touched by that, really our nation. So I just wanted to again thank everyone for their participation with that progress there.
Thank you, Councilman. So we've been reporting COVID numbers now on a weekly basis on Friday. So since Friday, Middlesex County had 445 additional cases, bringing the total in the county to over 100,800, with 2,117 deaths across the county. South Plainfield, we had an additional 12 cases reported over the last 3 days, which brings our total cases to 3,205. No additional deaths, and our total reported deaths across the borough from pandemic to date is at 67. So with that, obviously, look, the vaccines are out there. It's a personal choice. If it's not the vaccine, protect yourself through, wearing a mask, practicing social distancing, whatever you got to do. But it's still out there, and just keeping our fingers crossed that this winter we don't go into a worse scenario than we were. But it's going to be complicated with the flu and everything else that's going on. I know Chief Parker, OEM coordinator, has informed us FEMA will be back out tomorrow. They'll be in the borough. I know they were out in the neighborhoods, and they held a session last week where they had residents had an opportunity to meet with them here in the council chamber. So additional information on that will be going out. I know they're going throughout Middlesex County. Any additional help that might be needed with the application, I believe it's disaster.gov, where you can file your application. So still a long road to recovery, but it's nice to have FEMA in the borough helping out. With that, I will open it up to the public for anything on your mind. Let's first start online at the WebEx. If there's anybody on the WebEx meeting or on the conference call that has any public comments, again, you can unmute yourself. Use the raise your hand functionality on the WebEx meeting. If you're on the dial-in, *6 will unmute yourself. Just state your name, wait for the borough clerk to identify you, and then proceed with your address and question. Any questions from the WebEx or phone line? Okay, seeing none, we will go to the council chambers. You can just raise your hand if you have questions in council chambers. Ms. Boyle.
Debbie Boyle, Van Fleet. Thank you to Council President White and Mayor Nash and all the council people that were involved in the 9/11 ceremony that paid tribute to all the first responders and those who gave their lives to save other lives. Thank you to Barbara Muller from the Elks who coordinated our readings. I think it was a really special tribute to everybody in the American Legion. So thank you to everybody that was involved in that. Also, as a member of the Cultural Arts Commission, I know that we celebrate different heritage every month, and I'm proud to be a member of that and share the heritages of the people that live in this town. Also today in my state and county leadership meeting, we discussed the fact that there's a lot of bus drivers that are resigning. Many towns do not have enough bus drivers. I know that of this town, I'm sure if this goes the way it is, that we'll have a shortage. But what was suggested by the state was that if anybody on the DPW has an CDL license, that possibly if they're needed, they could step in to, help drive a bus.
Not bad, huh? You know, and I saw on the news, I think New York City is actually reaching out to police officers.
Yeah.
I think Massachusetts is using the National Guard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
And they're talking about using the National Guard here, but.
I don't know if Chief Parker has the CDL. No? Maybe we make an exception for you, Chief.
I believe they're offering,
Never too late.
very large bonuses as well. You're right. Very large. Yeah.
That'd be nice. Can you imagine the school children as the Chief Parker invites them onto his bus?
Nice little cap.
I think that's got a nice ring.
I think it'd be better if the mayor drove them around.
Great idea.
Not after today.
No. You haven't seen my driving lately, have you?
Yes, today we did.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ms. Wells.
No, I'm saying, if it comes down to that, maybe we consider as a shared service. I know the DPW is stretched thin, they're out there every day, but just in case it becomes an emergency, and,
So are they meeting the need right now?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but they're just worried that, because, bus drivers that are more mature are worried about driving the bus because of the kids, and the transmittal rate, so.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public portion. At this point, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. So,
Second.
motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Bender, saying all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. That meeting is adjourned.